This News Update is brought to you by
I won for me to me.
For me?
You don't need speakers, right?
Upgrade to win every week with Lime. Sign up for Lime TV or broadband or purchase an iPhone 6 or Samsung Note 4. Upgrade Christmas with Lime.
This is the Barbados Today Morning Update for Monday, December 29th, 2014. I'm Carol Williams. Good morning. One of the attorneys representing 10 people directly affected by the Arch Cot tragedy has vowed to fight the matter in court to the very end. David Commission recently filed a lawsuit on behalf of 3 children who lost their parents as well as others when the apartment building at Britain's Hill St. Michael collapsed 7 years ago. 2 adults and their 3 children were killed. The suit filed against the Attorney General and 3 other people is seeking unspecified damages. Commission tells Barbados Today he's hoping for an out-of-court settlement.
If it has to go right through the process of litigation, it would take several years. So we are now beginning what promises to be a long journey. But it is my hope that in light of the coroner's report and decision and the coroner's findings in this matter, that good sense would prevail and that there would be some offer and negotiation of an out-of-court settlement. I would like to think that that is how the matter will unfold. But if we have to go through an entire litigation process, we are prepared for the long haul.
While pointing to the findings of a coroner, Commission says he's confident they will win the case.
It is really a tragedy that requires closure. It is a tragedy that requires closure. And you know, we recall as well the national attention that was focused on the coroner's inquest over those 14 months. But we are very confident in our case. We are particularly bolstered by the contents of the coroner's report, the analysis of the evidence that was given at the inquest, and the ultimate verdict of the coroner. The ultimate verdict, and I can quote, the verdict in this matter is that this was an avoidable accident.
3 new members of the Employment Rights Tribunal are expected to be appointed today. Labour Minister Senator Dr. Esther Bayasuku recently announced that instruments of appointment will be handed over to the trio. Their names were not released prior to the appointment. The 9-member tribunal had to be reconstituted after all but 1 member resigned several weeks ago. While trade unions have said their nominee will be put forward within a matter of days, the Barbados Employers Confederation has given notice that its nominations won't take place before the end of next month. The tribunal was due to hear more than 70 cases, including involving close to 200 national conservation workers. That's several National Conservation Commission workers who were dismissed back in April. On the weekend, one of the unions representing the former NCC workers decided it had had enough. The National Union of Public Workers General Council agreed to stage a march in Bridgetown early in the new year in support of the affected workers. Council member Danny Gill, who attended the meeting, tells Barbados Today it was felt that the situation has dragged on for too long.
After the tribunal resigned, there is concern that the workers are just out in the open without having any kind of representation. There was, previous to this, there was a move to get something going, but at that time, the decision was taken, it was before the tribunal, so what it would be council to be doing anything of that nature. But this time around, the council decided that we need to do something, even if it's a whole day, half day.
It's just the tip of the iceberg. That's what President of the Kiwanis Club of Bridgetown, Ian Haynes, is saying about the literacy problem in Barbados as the club prepares to assist 18 students at the St. George Secondary School with reading challenges. Haynes says many students are just going through the education system despite having severe reading problems. It's a situation, he says, his club is seeking to help solve by introducing the reading program.
The preparatory work has been in the works for the last 6 months or so. But in terms of the real nitty-gritty work, we have just, we met with, first part of the program, we met with the parents of these children. There's a class with 18 boys who cannot read better than age 5. And we might think that this might be a national problem. But obviously, we can only start at one school. And these 18 boys, we decided that we'll have it in 3 sets of tests to try to determine where they are in literacy.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch the sun power.
In sports, West Indies captain Dennis Ramden hailed his side's best day on tour after they fought back on the 3rd day of the 2nd test against South Africa at St. George's Park in Port Elizabeth yesterday. Craig Brathwaite was 65 not out and Marlon Samuels 60 not out. The West Indies reached 144 for 2 in reply to South Africa's 417 for 8 declared. More in this report from ESPN Quick Info.
West Indies had full control pretty much of the morning session. Then good application with the bat from them, in particular the opening stand of 50 from Craig Brathwaite and Devon Smith, even though Smith looked pretty uncomfortable for most of his innings. Brathwaite has gone on into the 60s along with Marlon Samuels, who's the experienced number 4 there. And if West Indies can keep going with a lot of weather about, they'll be eyeing sharing the spoils in this test match.
Over now to Guyana, where the authorities have established a rescue coordination center to search for a plane that went missing yesterday. Transport Minister Robinson Ben confirmed that an emergency locator transmitter signal was picked up by another aircraft that was traveling the route around the same time. Ben, however, noted that there were issues of distance and height that had to be considered in calculating the precise location of the signal. The minister says the planes and helicopters were involved in searching the area and several Special Forces soldiers were on standby to assist in the operation. 2 people were on board the plane when communication was lost. On the international scene, the search has resumed for an Air Asia plane carrying 162 people that went missing on the weekend. Flight QZ8501 disappeared over the Java Sea an hour into its flight from Indonesia to Singapore. No distress call had been made and no wreckage cited. Singapore said it would send 2 planes to join the search for the missing plane, while the US, Malaysia, Britain, South Korea, Australia and India also offered help. William Sky is awaiting news of his brother-in-law and 3 other relatives who were on board the plane. He told the BBC that he had not given up hope that they would be found safe.
Have you been hearing the local media reports that they have found some wreckage by an island, Belitung Island?
Yeah, I heard a lot of news, but I'm not sure if we can rely on that news. I think we just like to, the official say it about the news.
Are you still hopeful that your relatives are safe?
Yes, of course. We still have hope. We cannot lose hope.
And does your family use Air Asia a lot? Do you trust the airline?
We do trust the airliners, actually, yeah. But it's life. We don't know what's going to happen.
And that brings us to the end of our Barbados Today morning update. Join us again this afternoon. Until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Carol Williams. Have a great day.
This news update is brought to you by...
You got an upgrade for
You're feeling lucky, you could win some money.
Upgrade for Christmas.
$200,000 in cash and prizes. With Lime, you could win some money. It's Lime's Christmas lottery. 250 winners this Christmas, oh yeah.
Sign up or upgrade to super fast broadband, Lime TV, e-billing, a data plan. Top up $15. Purchase a handset or text 4263 to enter.
Upgrade for Christmas.